be under the judiciary, or we need a world police to police us.
Okay.
Because the activities of our politicians is becoming unbearable. But what is really exciting is the debate surrounding our nation. We're going to be free. Is that we're going to reform the judiciary, or we're going to need external help? I'm starting with that beautiful image on my side. It is the Tower of Babel. But let's talk to one another first before we bring the Tower of Babel in. We'll bring the Tower of Babel into this difficult discussion this morning. As you know, my name is Kris, and this is the African Renaissance Television. I'm live from London. This is what I do. I meet you every morning here to talk to each other about ourselves, about our lives, about our businesses, our religion, our culture, our people, and the way forward. That's what I do. And today I'm going to be talking on a very, very interesting, and rather, I'm going to take it calmly. So maybe it makes more sense when I do that. So today's topic is very, very topical. It's from ceremony to substance. The empty plate of our gathering. Okay, let me repeat that. I don't know why this thing will just take off quickly. It is titled From Ceremony to Substance, the empty places of our gathering. For you to understand me, why do people come together to form a country, to form a nation? Why? And God, you see, there's nothing we have done on earth that God did not do. Everything we are doing now is a replica of what God has done. The electricity we have today is a replica of the sunlight which God gave to us. The airplane you are moving is a replica of the bird. So we always imitate God's creation, and that is how he made it so. So let us thank God that he has taught us to come together for a fruitful reason. The gathering of man is in the interest of God. It must never be abused, and it must never be misused or underused or overused. Let me say this clearly. On today's show, I'm going to show to you that most of our gathering are nonsense. Let me start at how God did this. God created nations and nations and nations. That is why your natural nation is your mother tongue. I don't know why they say mother tongue. What about father tongue? Wow, women will get power. Anyway, let's say it's your mother tongue. You know the language your mother spoke to you. That is your mother tongue. No matter what we do, we all have a mother. No matter how we say, nah, women are this, women are this. You love your mom, right? So let us be careful with these people. God created them to dominate us. I don't know what we're going to do about it. Maybe we should just accept it for what it is. Women will not win. So well, let's talk. Today, we're going to talk to each other about ourselves, about the emptiness in our gathering. God created nation. He created me an Urubu man. Maybe you are an Igbo man. Maybe you are a Yoruba man. Maybe you are an Ika man. You are a Benin man. That is your number one nation. And that is why it is called your ethnic nation, which is your natural nation. That is God's creation. It's not me. I'm not the one that taught you that language. I'm not the one that gave you a language. God gave it to you. And it is a very important thing that we realize that when we do anything on earth, that God gave us a language for a reason. It is not for joke. That's why I said it must not be misused, it must not be abused, and it must be respected. So let's take a look at this. For me, I'm drawing all my message today from the Tower of Babel. Let's quickly take a look at this. Tower of Babel. When you look at this, all right, I'm going to tell you how human beings have been able to abuse, disabuse, misuse, and put to good use the power of gathering, which is the power God gave to us to be together. Do you know why people are successful? You know, there's something Jesus Christ said to his apostles. It took me time to understand it. When he said, you don't need to look for money. You don't need to be fishing. Follow me and I'll make you fishers of men. Because when you have men, you have money. Because men will bring wealth. Have you seen anybody that have a gathering that is not rich? That person is not on earth. Let me tell you this. If you do anything that gathers people together, you are a wealthy man. There's no two ways. Anything you can do that can bring people together, you are wealthy. That's why today, when you see the gathering of the mosque, money will drop. If you see on Sunday the gathering of the church, money will drop. Even if you call your own nation, you see, the last time we just had the Urubu National Convention, money dropped. Now these are natural ones, either religious or natural. These are gathering of God creation, if you allow me to say so. But then are the ones we create. Because from what God has done, we have learned to create our own, which is not necessarily bad. The only thing I say, use the gathering to the glory of God, or the way God taught us. Like, I'll end the show by telling you that God did not stop us from having sex, but not the way the devil taught us. That is something big. God never stopped us from having sex, but definitely not the way the devil taught us. So God never stopped us from gathering, but not to glorify the evil. I'll be showing all that today on this show. Let's start with this. I like this part of it a lot. The Tower of Babel. What did you learn from it? Now, this is in Genesis 11, 1-9. Go and read the story, please. This morning, as you're coming, after watching this show, maybe you go and read the story again. And when you read the story, you come back and watch this show. It's very important. Let me put it on the screen again. It's Genesis 11, verses 1-9. It's a story of, we describe humanity united in one language, deciding to build a city. Let's go up, and a tower to reach heavens and make a name for themselves. This is the story of humanity when we used to speak only one language. God have a way of dealing with us. When we used to speak only one language, we gathered in this beautiful city. Then we want to get to heavens. We want to make name for ourselves. Of course, because that is the highest power you can have. If they tell you there is power on earth, the power is not gone. The power is nothing else. It's not money. The power is the people. Let me repeat. If you gather, there is nothing as powerful as that. Because from that you can fight a war and win. From that you can make a lot of money. There is nothing the gathering of men cannot give to you. Now you see now why your pastor is powerful. He is just an ordinary idiot, but he has got something unique. He's tapping on what Jesus Christ said, follow me and I'll make you fishers of men. He can never be poor. And it's not me. It's biblical. And that is how God created the world. The power, the most powerful thing on earth is to gather human beings. So if you're thinking of a job that you want to do, please think of something along that line and you will never be poor. That's why I say today, Nigerians are gathered everywhere around the world. Actually, they're going to pray in a mosque today. Go there and see the handwork of man. And at that moment, God have no power. Let me use the word. I want to use it confidently that there's nothing God can do about it anymore. Because God cannot break his own law. He is not the kind of person who breaks his own laws. If God makes a law, it is binding on him. And that is why when I wrote writing my book, now I talk about the democracy we inherited. While we copy all the nonsense from America and Britain, we refuse to copy the most important tenets of democracy, which is the respect for the rule of law, which God himself is known to God. If you know anything about God, just in case you mistake something about God today, God does not break laws. He does not break his own laws, not the one. If everybody say, let's do this, God will obey it. Now, if we come together and say, this is how we're going to do it, God will have no choice but to obey us. I don't know whether you understand this. It takes time to know what I'm going to talk about today, but I'm going to get there. Let's go. Now, the Tower of Babel. The only thing I want us to take from this right now today for the purpose of my presentation is when you gather together, there is nothing you cannot do. When human beings gathered here, they were going to meet. In fact, they were so determined because there was that spirit of togetherness. They were tapping on one another. Before you know it, they were so formidable that God have to confess that if we leave these people, they will get to us. You see, if we leave them, they will all get to us. And this is what God did. God could not break that law. He could not break the law that when you gather, you know what God did? God scattered us. Kai, look at this. He scattered us because he does not break his own law. What I'm saying now is, even if you now gather in all the scattering of God and you say we're going to meet God today, we will. He has only devised a means and put confusion among us. I don't know whether God did that. I'm going to read that portion of the Bible again, and I'm going to wait for the inspiration from God. But from what I have said, that is what I have learned so far. Because God didn't know what to do anymore. We're using his own creation against him. And we're using his words. Have you spoken to God? Oh, God. You know what? When I talk to God, I say, the word of God is against you. I love when my daughter pray like that. Sometimes you say to people that the word of God is against you. Say it, and it will work because you're using that word as it is written against any trouble in your life, and you will be free. So what am I trying to say? Is that gathering of men is meant for a purpose. Let's put the final one. Gathering of men needs power. Money is not as powerful as the gathering of men. When men gathered, they could get to God. They could form a country called Nigeria. They could form a country called the United States. They could form a united army to fight war. There is nothing. They could form the church called the Catholic Church, which has dominated the whole world. That's men coming together. They could form the Muslim community, which is Islam, that has run around the world, growing in numbers every day. When you gather, there is nothing, let me use the word, there is nothing you cannot achieve. But this is what that can break you down when you are divided. They scatter you, they find a way to do it, and when you are divided, you become powerless. Otherwise, in that gathering, there's nothing that can be done. This is what happened to Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey came to the United States. He gathered black people together, and he became an automatic king. Moses gathered the people together, and he was leading the people. The gathering of men. What I want to ask you today is, are you a leader of men? What does that mean? Do you have a particular group of men you are opportune to lead? Then you are more powerful than anybody on earth. You are actually equal to God because you can say things and that thing will happen. What is the power of Nigeria? Is it Tinubu? What is Nigeria? Have you seen Nigeria as a substance? How can you trace Nigeria? Is it the land? No. Nigeria is the gathering of a people that agree on one common thing, and that common destiny makes them so strong. That's why you carry Nigerian passport, the United States passport, the British passport. It's just a gathering of human beings. Try and understand that, and they will lead you free. Why am I saying this today? Or why am I taking all this time to talk about the Tower of Babel and all this while and all this while and all this while? I'm here to present to you that if you come together as human beings, you can achieve something big. Identify your problem. Come together, you will defeat it. Okay? You know what Tinubu is most scared of, the Nigerian government, or any government on earth, is the gathering of men. If people gather today, if only 1 million Nigeria be on the street of Nigeria to say, Tinubu, you must resign, Tinubu will resign. That is, you don't need to say anything, no? You just gathered. For that cause, it is finished. So, who is more powerful? Is he gone? No. You want to shoot Tinubu, he will not resign. But if we gathered and we're on the street for 5 days, Tinubu will be having BP now. If he's not dead, he will resign. The same thing with Donald Trump. You don't want to play with the gathering of men. What I'm saying is the gathering of men is power. If you have any challenges as a people, with your gathering, you can defeat it. Do you hear me? With your gathering, you can defeat whatever challenges you face on earth. With our gathering, we can defeat diseases. You know, the last time I said, if disease is killing us, if we choose to come together, that disease is dead on arrival. We will cure it in a day. Like I said, if the money we use to produce weapons on earth, if we say, no, we don't want to do that anymore, let's come for a common purpose to defeat death, we will no more die. That will be a discussion at the end of this show. So let us talk about the one you can understand me on, because you will not agree with that one. Most of you have two religions. So let's talk about the ones. In my country today, Nigeria, we have a challenge. Our challenge is actually poverty. And this poverty is actually man-made. That's the funniest thing. Even if the poverty were God-made, that is, it was a natural one, if we come together, we will defeat it. Now, let me put it this way. If we could come together, human beings could come together, let me bring back the Tower of Babel. If we could come together in the name of Tower of Babel, and we were able to get to God, and God have to confess that he needs to scatter us. Meaning, if we come together today, we can defeat the only thing that is striking us right now. Insecurity is a joke. If not be the fear, no one die. Where is Boko Haram? How many are they? If Nigeria come out today, if the Boko Haram, would they not run? Because we are not together. Individually, they continue to kill us. But if we come together, you burn out. So let me say this. I don't want to go into insecurity. But if we want to defeat insecurity, we can. But I want to focus on one important thing that is killing us today. Poverty. We need food. So I want to focus on that. We need food. And from time immemorial, human being gathering is always for a purpose. When you gather without a purpose, you are stupid. You don't gather in the name of unity. You gather for a mission. Let me put this again. That is the topic of my show today. When the ceremony have no substance, you are stupid people. I am sorry, I don't have any other word for it. Any ceremony must have a substance. Any gathering must be for a purpose. Let me ask you, whatever gathering you belong to today, what is the purpose? Listen, I'm not going to be able to tell you. Today they are gathering in the name of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in the means of getting to Allah. That is a purpose. On Sunday, we're going to gather in the church to serve God. That is a purpose. I don't understand what you're serving in God. I am confused. I'm going to present a topic, how to serve God. Maybe in the course of my talking, when I come to the religious part of my presentation today, I'm going to talk about what I think is the way you serve God. Maybe serving God is not when you clap hand and shout hallelujah. God doesn't need your rubbish. If you want to serve God, you're going to show God that you are adding to his creation, and you love your neighbor as yourself. We'll come to that. But let's talk about the other gatherings. Why do you gather without a purpose? That brings me to the question of all the groups we have today in Nigeria. I'm going to just share some things with you. These are the Muslims. They gather, I'm coming back to them. And these are the Christians. We're going to come back to them. But let's take a look at the ethnic groups in Nigeria. Let me start with my own ethnic group. This is the Yoruba Progress Union. They gathered on this unique occasion to celebrate. They call it a national convention. Now, can I ask you people, this is the topic. What is the essence of this convention? Please don't be angry. Do you people gather to eat banga soup? Or a place where you want to meet women? Let me understand. the essence of the convention. That's why I am still maybe sometimes I'm not part of this world. Maybe I think too much. Let me ask again. The Urhobo National Convention that is taking place that is going to take place, be it in the United Kingdom, be it in America, be it at home, be it the youth people gathering. Can I ask a question? For what purpose? If there is no purpose, then we are stupid people. And it should be able to identify our problem. Now, let's talk about, I'm not talking of just the convention now. The UPU is a gathering of Urhobo people. Let's forget about the convention. This is the UPU, a gathering of Urhobo people. The question is asked, for what purpose? Why are we gathering as UPU? Can you people go back and define the aims and objectives or the mission of the UPU? The UPU I read that interested me was the one set up by my forefathers. When they set it up, they had a challenge then. There was need to educate the Urhobo youth. The Urhobo children were not having school. The only challenge Nigeria had that time was to educate our children. You know what they did? When they set up this group, the group was to achieve an immediate aim to educate us. And you know what they did? They set up Urhobo College. And many of you watching me now, your father or somebody from your family must have attended that college. That was the beginning, the whole plan of the UPU as at that time. This is far, far back before Nigeria was born. What a forefather with a vision. Can I ask you people today, the current UPU, are you in line with that? If it is in, when you people sit down and gather and you are planning, what is the mission of this new ESCO, of the past ESCO? This is why I'm confused. What do you people gather to solve? What is the problem? You see, you know, why I'm going to say this is this. I use the word again, I'm going to bring it back. The Nigerian problem of today is no more education, or the education is not even, it's meaningless. The school we inherited from the British is not tailored to us. The government we inherited from the British is not tailored to us, and it's not their fault. They had a mission, they did what they had to do, they gave us a system. It's left for us to adopt that system to our own. It's not. Is your education meaningful? Nigerian education is the most shameful thing you're going to think of. It's only in Nigerian university that we see people teaching, or university graduating people in theater arts with no job for theater art people. But the field of the industry, which is Nollywood, is open. We're not training children or training people to go and work in Nollywood. They're looking, and the biggest challenge we have in Nigerian Nollywood is skilled men. The Nigerian university is not training people. I'm wondering, what kind of education is this? But now let's bring this home to the ordinary person who can relate with me today. The ordinary Urhobo man is poor. There is poverty in the land. Okay. Let me repeat it. There is poverty in Urhobo land. And meaning, if we have a UPU today, they will not be thinking of only education, they'll be trying to solve our economic problem. You know what I said to you guys? I will never register with UPU until it is redefined. Anytime they use the word socio-cultural, I get offended. Because cultural in this current sense is dance, food, music. But cultural in the real sense encompasses everything. Culture is our way of life, our way of government, our economic life. Everything is what makes it socio-cultural. But that is not what they mean. When they say socio-cultural, oh, we don't take part in politics. Well, how can you live a life without politics? How can the UPU that is meant to govern us, why am I going there if it's not going to participate in politics? Why am I going there if it's not going to participate in my economic life? Now, let me put it this way. Urhobo people today are poor. The current UPU, when they tie this rapper so with this big rapper, they don't think of how they can come together and solve the Urhobo problem. They think they cannot solve our economic problem. And that becomes the decision they make, and it is the wrong one. That is why I'm having this show. The UPU has gotten all the capability. based on what I've been analyzing, that when you have the gathering of men, what you have is power. When you have power, you have money. And with that, not only money, with that power, you can do anything. Human being displayed it in the Tower of Babel. The church, you can see it in the churches and in the mosque. What are you waiting for to solve our problem, UPU? Are you waiting for God to come and solve our problem when God have taught you how to solve your problem? Human beings are taking on challenges. They wanted to meet God. God was even confused. Our forefathers came together and they set up a means for us to be educated as at that time. My question is, the current crop of UPU today, of what use are you? Why are you people gathering? You know what is so shameful? They're going to gather now. You're going to see the governor of Delta State. That's the governor of Delta State. Everybody with big stomach. Now, sorry. What are you going to do? Governor Warele, thank you so much for governor. Governor will give them some money. And governor, you well done, sir. The ceremony is over. There will be no plan, nothing. So the ordinary Urubo man is not a part of what you're doing. You only gathered in our name to please yourself. This is the biggest shame of the 21st century. That is happening. I'm coming to all the tribal groups in Nigeria, so I'm not sticking to my own today. This is my surprise. How men now come together to believe that they cannot do something about their own problem. And the only thing you need to do is actually gather, be intentional about it, and you will achieve it. What did I say? Be gathered, be intentional about it, and whatever you want to achieve as men, you will get it. That's why Jesus Christ said, when you gather in my name, I am there. Because God have no choice but to answer that question. If you gather in the name now, say, God, we are hungry. We want to solve this problem. God will not physically come and do it, but it's solvable. Because between you is where the solution is. The solution is not with Kris. The solution is not with Esegam. The solution is with us, the Robo people. Tell me, if UPU come together, what they cannot achieve. Nika here. That's why in my attempt to educate you people a little bit further, I said, please come up with Urobo Commonwealth. You know why I mean it? The Commonwealth will give you an opportunity to set up businesses. So I think simple like a layman. I try to think of Urobo now as an ethnic nation, as a cooperative society. Because all I am saying, human beings have displayed it. In today's language, it's called cooperative society. You know, the British and the Europeans and those people, the former British colony, they call themselves the Commonwealth. There's still no Commonwealth there. But I'm talking of a meaningful Commonwealth where Urobo sons and daughters will invest their money and build their own economy. And that's why I said, until you redefine the Urobo Progress Union as a socio-economic group, maybe that will make more sense. The truth is cultural include economy, but that's not what they mean. So maybe for it to sound better, any gathering you are meeting up today, if you are afraid of politics, at least call it socio-economic group. So maybe that will make more sense. If the UPU in the UK is a socio-economic group, it will be more viable today. If the UPU in America, if it's a socio-economic group, it will be more viable. I've already said it before, that if the UPU in the UK can make our lives better, you can make every single one of us have a home in the United Kingdom. You don't need to do anything by just telling us, okay, every month, bring £100. Everybody should contribute £100 towards their housing. Sir, in 2 months, you have bought about 10 houses for 3 people. For 10 people. In the next month, we are only contributing £100 before every Urobo man here. We have a house, and this house will in turn come and enrich the whole Urobo nation. That is a cooperative, which Urobo children can achieve in the United Kingdom. I don't know the system in America. What is it that we cannot achieve in Urobo land? But you guys are gathering. You see, that's why I said it is ceremony. Move from that ceremony. Let the ceremony have a substance. The empty plate on our gathering is dead. When I mean empty plate, the plate is empty. You got nothing you are discussing. Now, Kola no day. Now, Bangatu, there is no discussion. What do you go there to gather? What is your gathering about? Esegam, what do you gather Urobo people to discuss? It's disheartening. And it is sad that I live in this generation and I can't do anything about it. All I can do is cry like this. If Urhobo people come together, they can have Urhobo housing. I was having a very long discussion with Roland yesterday, Engineer Roland, and he was saying that even if we build houses and begin to rent it out, only Urhobo housing across the world would have enriched us. You see, he's thinking of Urhobo housing as a project of the UPU, but I see it as a project of Urhobo people. Because when you start that kind of initiative, I'm probably going to invest my money there and the profit coming will come to me. Meaning I don't even need to be a very good businessman. By virtue of being an Urhobo man, I've already invested and my future is secured. All I'm going to hear is they're going to eat the money. Is there nobody that is anywhere? Even if your own money, somebody will eat it. Let Urhobo build your life for you. That is what I mean. In any way, if Urhobo cannot do it, then I have no business going there. Any gathering that have no substance is a waste of time. When the people came together for the Tower of Babel, there was a reason. They wanted to show that in fact they built a city to get to heaven and make a name. They wanted to make a name for themselves. Now we have a problem. Our problem in the Urhobo nation is poverty. The current UPU should be out to fight poverty in the Urhobo nation. If it's not, then the essence of the UPU is defeated and it's a waste of time. I don't have business with you guys. Muna not talk to me if I have challenges, so be it. But until you people embrace this, and that's why I said it should be renamed socio-economic. Mind you, I'm not disputing the word cultural, but cultural, when they say cultural here, is dance, it's food, it's music. Otherwise, cultural is bigger than everything. Your culture is your way of life, your food, your everything, the way you marry, everything about you is your culture. But when they say socio-cultural, that's not what they mean. They're talking of, we're going to come and just dance and talk together one outside. And sometimes I ask them, really, do you guys understand why you guys are gathering? Do you really understand why you gather in UPU? What's the point? Just tell me, sir. Why people gathered? If it's not to solve our problem, why are you people gathering? What is UPU for? For those of you in the UK, for those of you in America, for those of you in Ghana, the UPU is gathering momentum. But what is the essence of this gathering? More than obvious, I saw the Urhobo group run by Akpesiri on Facebook, and I'm wondering. The last time I had a meeting of this Urhobo Progress, of this Urhobo Commonwealth, one of the members rushed in there and they said they're going to do it. I said, by all means. Because I'm not even selfish with the idea. What do you people gather? Urhobo World United, What do you people do? At the end of the year, you tie wrapper and you celebrate. For what? What are you celebrating? Is there something wrong with you people? If you people cannot gather to grow yourself economically, do not go there, dissolve it. You are annoying God. So let's quickly take a look at the other nations. And let's go to the Igbo people. Sometimes I see the people there, you guys are so blessed. And now, you know what's so funny? Maybe if everybody listens to what I have to say today, Nigeria will be stronger and will be better off. You see these fine clothes they wear. Ask me, why did they gather? You see, only by nature of the way you people are dressed. Don't forget, I'm very intentional today. I pick these clothes. You see all the people, the way they're dressed in uniform. You see the Igbo people, they are in uniform. I want to use that. Are you not impressed? Just this image alone. Is it not impressive? Let's take a look at the images. I'm coming to the Yoruba one soon. Let me just quickly show that. Is it not impressive? You need to tell you the power. Already you can see the power without me talking. It's there. Then let me ask them today, this whole gathering now, tell me why they are gathered. I've been asking one question. What is the essence of the Ohanese? As creative, as productive as Igbo people, Ohanese is one of the most useless group you can ever think of. I'm sorry. Because if Ohaneze can even grow well, the problem the ordinary Igbo boy have is money to start his business. If Ohaneze will set up Ohaneze Bank, they will be giving loan to themselves. The Igbo community don't even need to leave Nigeria. They already dominating Nigeria. They will continue to dominate. All they need, all an Igbo boy need is money to start business. What is this Ohaneze doing? Those of you who are Igbos, tell me what Ohaneze has done for you. Ohaneze, what is it for? Bloody waste of space. But they can turn around today. Ohaneze can choose to be useful. They can choose to now begin to grow the economy of their own people. Let Ohaneze stop being socio-cultural. Let it be a socio-economic. Those of you that understand me, I'm because of my depth of knowledge, I understand the meaning of culture. So, but I'm using this culture. I'm saying we should stop it because it's what we understand by culture today. Have you gone to the Ministry of Nigerian Ministry of Culture? Can you see what they do there? That is why I know that we don't understand the meaning of culture. Nigerian government, how can you have a Ministry of Culture that have no space for our traditional rulers, for our kings and our kingdoms? They are not represented there. They are not even part of what they discuss. You know what they call the Nigerian Ministry of Culture? They have one group called the National Troop. That is part of the Nigerian culture. They are mad people. And then they have the Nigerian Council of Culture, run by, if you go there now, only masquerade and craft. This is what they gather there. That is our culture. You're a very stupid person. Our culture is our way of life. The way we used to feed ourselves, the kind of food we eat, the way we get married, the way we govern ourselves, our religion, our security method, our medicine. This was our culture. When you talk of Ministry of Culture, if the Nigerian government has incorporated these people, the kings, into that place, you will see the richness of the Nigerian culture. Right now, it's an empty ministry. I work with you guys. You guys know me. But I'm not an empty person. That's why when I want to celebrate the Nigerian week here, I felt always so bad. It lacks depth. The language, it lacks depth. Now I ask the Ohaneze people, you don't understand the meaning of culture, so let us call you a socio-economic group. Please, maybe when you tell Ohaneze you are a socio-economic group, then that will sink that thing in their head that, okay, because our problem now is economic problem. Because every group, any generation have its own challenges. If it's economic problem, then let's solve the economic problem. Our economic problem now is, okay, let we as Igbo people come together to solve our economic problem. I can tell you right away that the Igbo apprentice system, which CNN has confessed, is the highest incubator of successful businesses worldwide. Meaning when you give an Igbo man a seed, they're going to grow it. Most of these young people, Igbo boy in crime, will only go into crime when he doesn't have money to start selling of biscuits. Once an Igbo man starts selling something, he's going to grow. What is Ohaneze doing? Tell me what Ohaneze is doing to address that problem. What are they gathered for? I'm just talking. I'm saying my own. Urobo will say, we have ancestors in Urobo land. When you don't say the truth, ancestors will kill you. So I'm bound to say it. Now let's take a look at the Yorubas. I love these people. You know, the Yorubas are the most funny set of people I've seen in Nigeria. Mona not say, sorry, I was married. There's nobody, there's no tribe here other than the Hausa I have not fully married to. I mean, having kids with. I have children with the Yoruba. Do I have children with Yoruba? No, I was married to the Yoruba. I have children with Igbo, 2 now. And I know I'm going to have more. So let us just quickly go and look at this. You see this Yoruba people? Now they are the people known for the worst kind of gathering in Nigeria. If you want to call a Yoruba man to help you, tell him you lost your parents, they will donate money for you quickly. They come in to come and do O1B. They just want to come and dance. Sorry guys, Muna know this. But these are the most educated set of Nigerians. The most talented set of Nigerians. if they are gathering, if you can imagine how much they have spent here. Only this money they use here, if they put it together, they will even build a mansion. They can already start business for themselves. That their children and children will come and inherit. Instead, no, they're going to just gather, spend money, waste money, and go back home. That's what the Yoruba man does. That's what the Yoruba man does. I've never seen the Yoruba man do something else. It is sad. I'm ashamed of you. If you finish my show today, go and gather in this gathering like this. Let it be for social, let it be for economic reasons, because the Yoruba people are poor. Grow the Yoruba economy with your gathering. The topic for today is from ceremony to substance. This kind of gathering, the place is empty, it's dry. People dancing, you're going to sleep with people's wife and go home. You are a madman. You are a waste of space. With all the possibilities, this is all you can see. It is sad. Very, very sad. So let us go with this. So here we go today. And don't forget the story of the Tower of Babel. When human beings gathered, there was nothing they couldn't do. What do you think when Yoruba people gather now, they could not do anything? Or when the Arewa, I'm coming to Arewa. I never see Arewa. Arewa, all they do is politics. I'm coming to them. You understand? Now when you gathered in this one, Igbo people gathered, that they are Igbo that are known for commerce. They've never gathered for commercial reasons. To help themselves, to grow themselves economically. I'm sure Alaba International Market will have a cooperative. But Ohanese couldn't tap into that vision. They can see that the Igbo man can grow anywhere. Igbo man will run the economy of the world if they have access to finance. What is Ohanese doing? You guys are not going to do politics like the Hausa man? Let's go to the Ohanese. And just in case you miss the news, have you ever heard the Ohanese ever meet? Every meeting of the Ohanese people. I don't know whether I will come to Nigeria after this presentation. You guys want to kill me, right? Good luck. Because even my blood will stain you wherever you go. The blood will stain you. You don't need it. It will be thicker than that of Jesus. Don't try me. I don't mean I'm going to beat Jesus, but don't try me because you will never overcome it. Ohanese, you guys have, Arewa have never gathered for anything other than politics. Have you seen Arewa gathered? It's out to vote the next president election. No? Arewa gathering is about the next election. Arewa gathered is about the next election. So I was wondering when I was looking at this very image, it looked as if they're doing something different here. That's why I brought this here. I couldn't tell. You see, Arewa Tech Feast, which is quite interesting. First time. That's why I don't want to even present their political gathering. Otherwise, when you see Hausa people gather today, how are they going to vote the next Hausa man? How are they going to vote in block? But again, it is power. That is the essence of gathering. It is power. But that is power being misused. Don't forget, the power of these children, these people, they misuse it to challenge God. Power must be used well. When human being gathered, it should be channeled towards a productive reason. It must not be for destruction. Let me ask Arewa people, how many groups in Arewa land or the Arewa as a society, what are you people doing to grow the economy? Not to educate some stupid people, only a few one or two people that will be educated. You guys have the highest number of uneducated human beings on earth. There is no food in the Hausa land. The North is suffering, massive suffering than every other part of the country. What is Arewa doing about it? Oh, what you're going to do is the next election is coming. Oh, we're going to vote Tinubu out. Hey, Buhari was there for 8 years. What was he able to do? The office of the presidency will never feed you. I'm going to discuss that another day. You might get it today. Few people will be empowered. That will be it. The rest of you will continue to eat under them. And you don't have good food to eat. If we want to do this, Arewa need to rise to the challenge and begin to grow the economy of the North. I'm going to slowly try, because I'm not going to spend more than an hour on this show. That's my promise these days. Thank you, my people. My messages are tough. They can be annoying, sometimes not pleasant, but that's my job. My job is to annoy you. Now, let's take a quick look at the religious aspect of it. I will try and bring this topic back tomorrow, because I don't think I have enough time to do this. Now, let's take a look at this. These are Muslims praying. Is it not beautiful? Good. Now, you've gathered for a particular reason. You're here to serve God, which is noble. It's good to serve God. Before I did this show, I told God that I'm going to talk about this, and it should lead me. If I say something wrong, you guys get to forgive me. I have no disrespect for your religion. But do you understand how the service of God? When God said, come and serve me, you guys make me laugh. How do you serve God? Serving God is serving humanity. Why will I gather in the name of a church or in this mosque? When I finish here, some people will go home hungry. Some people have it all. In this gathering you see now, let me put them out. And this is the funniest thing. If these people will come together, like the Tower of Babel, they can defeat poverty in the southeast, in the north. Sorry. These people can defeat poverty in the north. The Muslim community are in a better position to wipe hunger, poverty, and by extension, insecurity from the north. But what are we going to do? We gather today on Friday to do this to God. God does not need it. I'm sorry. I don't want to insult your religion. But you think you're serving God? You're joking. To serve God meaning you have to know God. To serve God meaning you have to do what God asks you to do. And the Bible and the Quran tells you the only way you're going to know me is when you love your neighbor as yourself. That's your service to God. Love your neighbor as yourself. How can we better show we love our neighbor other than really growing something that all of us can eat? What is your neighbor doing? Of what use you, the outside man that's gone to mosque today, and your next neighbor is hungry? The man you are here now wearing white. On the street, some people don't have food. When you go out now, you throw them some chicken change. And you say you've done what God asked you to do. Come on, you're deceiving yourself. You're not going to go to heaven. If I thought they told you that heaven is somewhere, that you're going to go there, you're dead on earth. Do you know why we are still dying? Is this misguided religion? If religion can stand to the truth, that God, heaven is here. God wants us to inherit our heaven now. If that is what they're going to preach today in this mosque, we would have passed. Because God can let us enjoy heaven now. We enjoy heaven now, meaning we just need to love our neighbor as ourselves. All our energy will be just towards making food. No ammunition, no hatred. Imagine a world, you that goes to the mosque now, like a world where there is no hatred, where you love your neighbor as you love yourself, you eat together. You don't touch your neighbor's wife, you don't touch your neighbor's goods. You don't need to have a weapon. How long are we going to live? We will not die. There will be heaven. That country is called heaven. Oh, let me say this. A country where people love one another. They don't take anybody that belongs to the next person. They don't kill one another. They don't jealous one another. They do everything to help one another. That nation is called heaven. Yeah. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Where is heaven? Heaven is here. Heaven can be created here now. That is why Jesus Christ said, when you say to Jesus Christ, you will look at them and say, no, just love your neighbor as yourself. You can't love God, forget God. Just love your neighbor as yourself. Let me quickly go to Christianity, because that's the ones I know, so I can quote the Bible better. Sorry, Muslims, I don't know much about your religion, and I'm trying to, because I know every religion is the same. I don't even need to know much, because I only watched the documentary on Prophet Muhammad. And God, you see how much I support Muhammad, eh? More than Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian. You know why? I'm going to tell you this, for those of you who are Christians. That Jesus Christ put his head down, that they should kill him, is wrong. In fact, Jesus Christ did not do so. You killed Jesus. He did not put his head down for you to kill him. You people decided to kill Jesus. And the people that killed Jesus were the Jews and the Romans. The Jewish people were scared that he was telling them, the Sadducees and the Pharisees, he was telling them things they don't want to hear. They were the authority in law with the book they were carrying. So, but that is not what is written there. But this is what we were told. Jesus Christ was correcting them. They couldn't stand him. He has blasphemed. How? And then the Roman people were so uncomfortable when they declared him king of the Jews. So the Jewish people don't have right to have a king. The Romans were scared. Those were the two reasons why they killed Jesus. It was not God that said we should kill Jesus. For those of you that go to church on Sunday and say, oh, Jesus Christ died for you. No, God honored Jesus Christ for the iniquities of you men. God have no choice. When you deal a human being like that, God will have no choice but to honor him. Have you seen? That's why human beings are even afraid of matter today. We know that we created matters. If you kill a man of God, you created a matter. You allow yourself to kill Jesus, and you're telling me he died for you for what? No, he didn't come to die. You killed him. Because the day they born Jesus, they didn't say he came to die. He came to save us. This is it. The Savior was born. It was not said a man that will die will save. Now you're going to tell me that's why he has to die. You're sick. My God does not need blood. Oh, in the blood of Jesus. No, he doesn't need blood. But by that blood shed on the cross of Calvary, we are saved. Yes. Because when God sees that blood, he forgives you. I believe in that salvation. But do not tell me that it was meant for Jesus to die. We killed him. So, oh, how are we going to get salvation? You are mad. So if Jesus Christ didn't die, we're not going to have salvation. The man that was here on earth, God was here with you on earth. You're not going to have salvation. Until you kill him, that's when you're going to have salvation. You're sick. That's why I agree with Prophet Muhammad. He refused to be killed. If Prophet Muhammad had stayed, they would have killed him. The man fought back. I agree with him. I agree with him. And the same thing you guys do every day now. When you see something good, you kill him quickly. You kill him quickly. Look at them. They gather down. They hands their hands up. Completely misguided. You know I'm disappointed? If this church today, this gathering now, when they finish here today, some people don't have food. They can't pay their children's school fees. They've gathered here today in the name of God. Now they make us people they inspire for God. That's not who God is. Because what God asks you to do here is to love yourself, love your neighbor, and this is what you can do. Turn this church to a socio-economic gathering of God. Kai. A church should be a socio-economic gathering of God, where we physically and practically grow the food we're going to eat. If we don't grow the food as people of God, who's going to grow it? If we don't develop one another as children of God, who's going to develop us? Oh, when I come to church, I just pray and I go outside to look for how to develop myself. Are you out of your mind? Why am I coming there? Tell me what the church is doing for me. You see, it's easy for me to feel guilty. Oh, don't worry, you go to church for this. You're not going to church for anything. You're deceiving yourself big time. The essence of the gathering of the children of God is to achieve a purpose. No. The gathering, let me use the word. The gathering of the children of God has potential. If that potential is directed towards any cause, you will achieve it. Now, some people are poor here. Direct this gathering to address that poverty, and that poverty will be out of their lives. You deceitful pastor. You deceitful man of God. You know what I'm saying. That your people can go out of poverty right now, and even you'll be richer if you turn everything you do to social economic. Nothing, what a gathering, what you tell me? You go there to pray, you go and lay down and talk to God 24/7. Does God need you to lay down and talk to him 24/7? Are you out of your mind? The question I always say to people, what am I going to ask God for 2 hours? If I talk to God, I talked to God this morning. Why will God waste my time, waste God's time for 2 hours? God has so many people to deal with. Only you won't disturb God for how many hours? What will the other people be doing? Leave my God alone. Go and solve your problem. The funniest thing is God has created us with all the potential to solve our problem. We don't need him. Check. I'm going to tell you this story before I close. We no more need God because God created us in his image and likeness, meaning there is nothing God can do that you cannot do. Let me repeat that. God created you in his image and likeness. Why are you waiting for him to come and do what he has empowered you to do, what he has given you the potentials to do? Let me explain this to you right now. My name is Daddy Kris. I'm a trained presenter. I'm also a trained filmmaker. I'm also now a trained lawyer. If I have time, I am trained. I can be trained to be a medical doctor. I can be trained to be an accountant. I'm a trained teacher. What is it? I could be a pharmacist. What is it that I cannot be trained to become? The only challenge I have is, do I have the time for those training? You see, how come that you are enabled, the same me can be trained in all? When I go to that school, I just finished law school. Did they physically put anything inside of me? For those of you that have graduated, when you went to school, did they open your head and put anything physical in? They only make you wake up what God is already put in there. When you go to school, the school will only wake up what is already in you, what God has already deposited in you. God deposited in us everything in him. That's why the Bible said we are created in his image and likeness, meaning we are like God. All we need to do is wake it up. God is not going to come and wake it up for us. I could be an agriculturist right now, be a good farmer. It will be what I decide to do with what God has given to me. God is not going to tell you what to do with yourself. If you choose to be a prostitute, God cannot change it all. He will be looking at you. Whatever you do, you will pay. It is not God. You know, the last time I said that, they said, man, God is not man going to die. I said, man will die. It's not God. We invited death to ourselves. God did not invite death to us. And as long as we invited death, we're going to deal with the repercussion of death. It has nothing to do with God. Let me repeat that. We invited death to this world. Until we decide to kick death away, death will continue to kill us. Was it God that killed Abel? It was Cain that killed Abel. Death is a physical thing that operates with us. Death is not supernatural. If you want to defeat death, we know what to do. I've said it again and again. I'm going to write a book about that. My gospel is different from the gospel you teach in church. Perhaps the one you preach in the mosque. But I teach the gospel of God. My name is Daddy Kris. And this is where I'm going to try and end the show today, because I don't think I have the energy or the time. You guys must be tired of this old man talking and talking and talking. It's not easy really coming down here to do this. But in summary, let me just quickly round up the show. You know, I'm talking about how your ceremony or how your gathering should have a substance. If I'm going to gather for any reason, what is the substance? You know, I said to them, you guys just have UPU meeting. What is the essence of it? What have you people achieved from that meeting? Other than that gathering, tie wrapper, go there, come back home, you are all hungry again, or you're not facing your hustle. If that is the essence of the gathering, then you are defeating, you are insulting why God created you. Why God created you as a language? Why God give you a group? In fact, if we don't respect Nigeria, then we are stupid, because Nigeria is our man-made creation. Don't forget, anything God created, like I said, we create. God created the tribes. I'm an honorable man. We've created Nigeria. It's beautiful. We imitating God because with God, God made us in his image and likeness. So anything God can do, we can do it. Now, look at it. We've now created Nigeria. We now have a lingua franca. Actually, every Nigerian now speaks Pidgin English. And if we choose to, maybe Pidgin English will become our official language. We will begin to teach it. And that becomes a powerful tool. There is nothing wrong. There's nothing powerless about us. And there's nothing too religious about us. Religion is practical. It's me and you doing the right thing in the presence of God for humanity. Listen, that's my time up for this moment. But don't forget the story of the Tower of Babel. It's a very important story. How human beings came together and they were able to do all things. I think if we come together again in our time, there's nothing we cannot do. That is the essence of my message today. Like I said, my name is Daddy Kris, and I'm rushing out of the studio because it is time to get out of the studio. God bless you, and thank you for joining me. For those of you, I must have offended one of you again. That's what I do. Don't ignore me. But if you see anything meaningful in this message, please put it to work. Let your group, let your national association, even your local association. I talk about the Ogara Airline Forum. Let Ogara people, as my own people, be meaningful, not to gather in the name of God, only to play politics. Let Ogariki people gather to grow their own economy. God has given you something. Let Ogariki people, let Ogara gather for that. Let Ethiopians gather for that, because that is the creation of man. While Ogara is a natural creation, Ethiopians is the creation of man, which is the same thing. God gave us the power to create. Kai, I've said it all on this show today. May God bless you. And that you receive this message, may God let it plant in you, grow in you, so that you can understand the message which God has for you today. Together, we can create our heavens here on earth. God is not going to come down and create another heaven. If you are waiting for heavens to come, you're dead already. Heaven is now. What did I say today on this show? Don't forget, write that down. That the country or the society where people don't jealous one another, when they love one another, where you don't take your neighbor's wife, you don't hurt your neighbor, you work together for common good, you feed yourself, you care about one another, you love that lady as yourself. That country is heaven. I said that country is what? Heaven. Jesus Christ said, heaven is here. Heaven is not somewhere else, it's now. So if we don't want to die, we want to live in heaven, all we need to do is do what I just said now. Obey the commandment of God. Love your neighbor as yourself. You don't need it. You don't need what your neighbors have. What are you going to do with your neighbor's wife? You have your own. You have enough women on earth. You have enough food. You have enough cars. You have enough land. What are you going to do with that? And what are you going to do with 50 cars? What are you going to do with an airplane when people don't have food to eat? You're a stupid person. And that's why you're not in heaven. You're going to die soon. But if we all come together with your airplane, you don't need. If you give the airplane to others, to the society, and we all make a beautiful society, we will no more die. And that time we don't need to even have weapons. You make a lot of money and have build fences against yourself. Is that really security? Is that food? Is that the wealth? Is that the heavens? No, heaven is when we all come together and have a beautiful society that is full of peace and love. And God is in our midst. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Daddy Kris. We'll do this again tomorrow. Don't forget this is what I do every morning. And if you're just joining me, just hit on our subscription button. I want this YouTube channel to grow right now because I'm working on it alone now and I want to grow it. Well, I have more time this week over the period of this Christmas, so I'm going to do a lot of shows like this. And I'll be here rocking with you every day, talking to you about things like this. Don't forget, I have a religion. I have a church. It's growing. It's evolving. And I said to you, my church is called the Church of Service. But people didn't understand. That was the empty sense of it. But now I'm telling you what is heaven. Because if you go to the beginning of the Bible, it says in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Where is the heavens? It's here. And it was beautiful. Because that time when heaven was on earth here, it was created the heavens in earth. Because then there was no crime, no stealing, no greed, nothing. It was heaven. Then we introduced greed, evil, this and that. Now we need to get it out and we have heavens again. It is not a big thing. Remove the evil from earth and there is heaven. The only thing that is making heaven, making this earth now like a hell. There are two things. There's hell, there's heaven. Don't forget there was no hell. When God created, it was only heaven and earth, And then when we begin to do evil thing, hell came in. So right now we have hell, we have heaven and the earth. We need to remove hell. And removing hell is removing iniquities, removing sins. Love your neighbor as yourself, and hell will go, death will go, and we're back in heaven. So God told you that knowledge of life is what I just told you now. I'm not claiming to be God, but I just told you the knowledge, that food in the garden that you are looking for, is what I just told you. Is that not scary? My name is Daddy Kris. Thank you very much for joining me. That's where I stop so that I don't talk too much. People will stone me for this. In Jesus' name, amen. Bye.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234 8143 582856 or +447 4388 93190 or email us at realestate@superiortelevision.com.
That is either we reform the judiciary, which is allow INEC to be under the judiciary, or we need a world police to police us. Because the activities of our politicians is becoming of